What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Day1Radio right here on LivehiphopDaily. I'm Maurice Garland in the building with my man BP. What's happening, man?
What's good, brother? How you been?
Everything cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Just still one of the black folks that's still rooting for Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, man, you know, that's a whole nother subject. We could do a whole episode on that. Shout out to everybody that's been retweeting and commenting and stuff on last week's episode. We kind of got deep on that subject as well as a couple other things. So make sure y'all go back and check it out. If you have not, make sure you also follow us on Day1Radio. That is DAY, the number 1 and radio. And while we at it, man, we want to welcome this week's guest, man. One of the dope young spitters out here, man, putting out good content for sure. Just finished the tour, just wrapped the tour.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it's wrapped the tour.
Saturday.
Yeah, man. How was the Domani Harris, or just
sir.
Domani? He's not a rapper. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, welcome, brother. Good to have you, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
For sure, most definitely.
yo, I got to ask this man something right quick before I forget.
Yeah.
I noticed this because I saw it on your Instagram a lot and I've seen it in real life. Is there a story behind these Pharrells that you seem to be wearing all the time? Cause I saw for a minute you had like a little hashtag going like same day, different day, same shoes. Like, is there a story behind wearing these Pharrells? Like, I mean, I own a pair of my damn set. They comfortable as hell. I'd wear them every day too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But is there a story behind it? Cause the shoes seem to tell a story. It seems like they've seen some days. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. You the first person to ask that, but man, I just like what I like, and I just wear it. Yeah, I'm just comfortable in them. You know, I don't like buying a lot of clothes. It's a lot for me.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's a lot to feel. I can't really explain it. You gotta be comfortable in it. Then when I like a pair of pants, I just want to wear them, and like a pair of shoes, I just want to wear them. Like, I already know how I'm gonna feel when I put these shoes on.
Right.
When you buy new shoes, it's like you buy new shoes and then go out, and you don't know how you gonna feel.
Right.
Adidas, get this man a sponsorship.
I wish I could be like that because I remember hearing an interview with Gerard Carmichael, the comedian. I remember he was saying something like, I eat the same thing for breakfast every day.
Mm-hmm.
I wear the same shoes every day. And I damn near have the same color T-shirts because I want to spend all my mental energy making other decisions in the morning.
That's true. I might feel like that sometimes, but I don't. It's not purpose. Not on purpose.
Right.
It's just I might not realize it till somebody pointed out, just like you. Like, dang, you've been wearing that a lot, or you've been doing this a lot. And I be like, you know what, I sure have. But yeah, I just like them, comfortable in them.
For sure.
That's what's up. Well, so, man, how was this tour, man, opening up for Rhapsody and Big Crit and getting it ended off in your hometown? You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was crazy. Man, they was just two dope artists. Every show was really dope, for real. After I did my show, I got to stand in the crowd and watch them and take notes from them and, you know, see how the crowd interact with them and how they interact with the crowd. I mean, the whole tour was really just a dope learning experience, and just grateful for it.
And I'm pretty sure it helps that, you know, I mean, because sometimes you can see tours, and I've seen this happen to some of my favorite up-and-coming artists. Like, you're happy for them because, oh, man, they get to open up with X artist, A artist, but then you're like, that is two totally different crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I've been at shows like that, like, I'm here to see my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the crowd is just like, nigga, you the only person in the crowd that know this song. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's cool too. I mean, sometimes that's strategically planned because they try to reach a lot of different audiences.
Right.
So, you know, they might have people you probably don't think go together just because they all want to get that. They all want that audience. They want to be able to reach a lot of people. So that's smart.
Yeah.
For sure. What's your preparation like for your show? Because I'm sure there's these tours, even different cities have different energies, for sure.
What I realized I've been doing, I brush my teeth before every show. I try to eat a couple hours before. I don't want to eat right before the show. I try to do a little prayer with the team right before. And, you know, just already seeing it in your head, seeing what you want to happen. Yeah. So you have a better chance of headed that direction.
What was one of the things that you learned about yourself as a performer and as an artist rocking in front of these crowds?
I learned how much like the energy in the room can affect my performance. You know, you can really feel the energy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I learned how the energy can affect me.
Yeah, because I used to always wonder that too. Because I've been able to host shows. I have not gone to a stage and rapped for 45 minutes. I've just been the guy that does my Steve Harvey impersonation between the acts and be like, give it up a song. So, but I always used to notice like how some acts would be like, if you don't get your energy up, I ain't gonna get mine up. I'm like, bro, just do the damn song, dog.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that. Because at the end of the day, you got to realize, especially if you opening up, you got to realize this person probably not here for you. You know, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to, gain them.
Right.
So you just gotta remember that, understand, be humble.
For sure. How many fans you think you gained on this tour?
Well, a lot of people really seem to like me because I got in the crowd. I dapped everybody up. Really, I tried to meet everybody walking out of the show, and everybody had good things to say.
That's dope.
So yeah.
Like, what was it like getting that kind of like real life feedback? Because like, for instance, anybody can go to like SoundCloud and be like, this must be the song everybody like, because it has 25,000 views.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might do that song and they be like, but what was it like getting real life feedback to where it's like, oh, I see y'all like this song actually, you know what I'm saying?
It's really that's the best kind of feedback to get for real. It's just listening to people say how certain songs or certain albums really affected them, how it helped them get through certain times of their life. Just it's really just confirmation that you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. So yeah, that's dope.
Absolutely. So time will tell.
Yes, sir.
The most recent album, man. You've been getting a lot of great feedback on the album. I really haven't heard nobody say nothing negative.
Me
about
either.
it.
I feel like once they listen to the project, they'll kind of.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything negative about it for real.
So you've been pretty vocal about like wanting to work on your own throughout this is the fourth project, right?
Yep, fourth project, first album.
Right, so this is the first time that you really kind of allowed your pops to, be in the mix a little bit, give his input, and you listen to it. What brought about that change?
Man, I get a lot of my traits from him. Of course.
Genetics is a motherfucker.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the older you get, the more you see.
Yep, exactly. I just heard that last night.
Yeah, dude, it's so it's surreal.
But he's a real artist. He's a real artist just like me, and he's very vocal about his ideas and his creative thoughts. And I just like to hear him, and I like to see how excited he is about something for me. Yeah. He might have an idea about a video and might tell me about it. Might stay on the phone about an hour explaining it to me. That's just cool. I want to establish my own name and my own self, but it's like I wanted him to be involved. Because I seen how happy that made him and how
I was about to say
felt.
that probably made him feel great.
Exactly, and me too, because like I said, I want to build my own name, but like it's my dad. Like it's still like we still bond with music. Yeah. So that's dope.
And
speaking of which, man, like one thing that really stuck out to me about that album is the title track, "Time Will Tell," because it's like when you had the verse talking about the teacher and all that stuff, it's like it hit me in a certain way. I was like, damn, man, I never thought of that perspective of that whole episode. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to be like, I mean, that T.I. son, he's straight. He ain't even really got the rap in here. He ain't really got no problems either. But when you broke it down, like, they like my dad went to jail. Everybody knows that my dad went to jail.
Right.
Everybody laughing at me about the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. That really brought a humanizing element to it that I never really even considered until I heard that song, giving that perspective, man.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like I had it bad. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just speaking my truth.
Right,
You know,
right.
not saying that whether it was better than somebody else or worse than anybody else. I don't feel like none of us have a disadvantage or an advantage. I feel like, you know, it's just about the perspective you look at it. You know, but yeah, I'm definitely not trying to say I grew up bad, but this is just what happened.
Right.
Yeah. What was the I guess the tipping point for you to be like, I'm just gonna put my story into my music and be vulnerable? Most artists, it takes them several projects to get to the vulnerable point. Or
I mean,
you
this
have
is
to-
album number 4 now. So
Well, I mean, yeah, but he's also not 35 years old. Like that
That's
takes a
true.
long time for an artist to feel comfortable enough to get vulnerable. What was it for you? How did you get to that point to where you fully just put it out there? Like, this is how I feel, putting it on the table.
It's a couple things. Really, me. One, I wanted to learn myself because I feel I like learning people. I feel like you can't really learn and understand somebody if you don't know yourself. You don't have an understanding, you know, with yourself. So yeah, one, I wanted to learn myself, and me speaking about it out loud really allowed me to learn some things about me. And then two, I think what's most important is the things money can't buy. You know. And people already have this perception of me, so it's just like I just wanted to talk about something that didn't have anything to do with money, but had everything to do with everything.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's what's up. When you finish with a project, who was the first person you let listen to it?
That's a good question. That's
Because
a
I feel
difficult
like you
question
keep
too.
shit secret for a minute.
I
until
do.
yeah.
I do, but let me see. I had different like versions and rough drafts and stuff. The final, I probably sent it to my team first because I was like rushing trying to turn it in so I could drop it on this date. So I probably sent it to them. Then I sent it to Pops. And yeah, to my team first because I was rushing. I was late. Because it's never done in my head. I wanted to add
Perfectionist.
stuff. Add a violin here, a viola here, a singer here.
Yeah.
Viola.
Just, yeah, all of that. I felt like it was just never done. Every
Gotcha.
time I sent it, I said, "This it." Then the next day I said, "Wait a minute, I gotta add something."
Right.
So,
Right. You talk about the relationship, you know, with your family and different things, and just relationships with women and all of that stuff. Was it ever a time as an artist, especially early on, where you were rapping like what you thought people wanted to hear versus what
Yeah,
you
of
really had in
course.
your heart?
that's how I started.
Yeah.
That's how I started. I started just rapping and talking about things that I was around, things that I was hearing, like on the radio. You know, exactly that. But that's how I learned that this wasn't me. You know, I tried to fit a triangle in a circle. It's like it's not me. I think a lot of people. I think I learned that at an early age, and that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm grateful for it. I found something to really talk about around like 14 or 15. I think that's where it was like you hear a turning point in my music.
I would think that's particularly a challenge. I mean, for any artist, period. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, music is everywhere. Like, you really can't turn a corner without experiencing it. But especially in Atlanta, where it's like music is the thing, and if something is hot, that's all you're gonna hear on the radio, the gym. You know what I'm saying? The grocery store. So it's like you can't help but be, you know, drowned by it. So naturally, it's probably gonna rub off on you in some aspects. So it's got to be a challenge, being like, no, I'm doing this over here.
Exactly, and yeah, like you said, it is natural. And I was really young, so I just knew I wanted to be an artist. I knew I wanted to be an artist, and it was only natural for me to look at other artists and see what they were doing, seeing what they were talking about, and seeing what was cool, you know, to everybody else. And that's how I really learned to rap. But I had to learn how to get my emotions across and put that on the track.
Right.
So that was a whole different process.
How does it feel after being on TV and stuff, being all in the blogs and all of that stuff, for people to really get to know you now as, you know, a young adult through your music versus what they seen on reality TV and all of that stuff?
feels like I'm headed in the right direction.
Okay.
Because, yeah, of course, people have their own perception of me. But, yeah, when they come to me and they say, I thought this, or you caught me off guard, and I really like this, and that, that just says I'm headed in the right direction.
For sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people really feel like you said, they grew up with me.
Yeah.
So they, like, really proud that I said I was going to do something, and they see me doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. You brought up that you kind of wanted to be your own man, your own artist or whatever, and we've seen so many, we've never really seen a super successful second generation
That's true.
rapper that's the child of a successful rapper.
That's true.
It's so far. So was that when you go through your creative process and make sure that you hold things down for yourself, does that kind of go through your mind at times?
Not at all.
Okay.
No. When I'm creating, I don't know. I just only see what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to really explain it. But yeah, none of that is in my head when I'm creating. Because if I'm creating, it's a spark and everything just flows. So that's the only thing I really see.
Okay.
But now, it's a difference when all right, so the song is already made. Now you got to see how you going to market it. How you gonna market it? You could think about it like that way, but yeah, creating is just just strictly how I feel.
Yeah, one of the prevailing themes on the album, I feel like this is what a lot of athletes do, is you have bulletin board material. That's what they call it, to where when people say stuff that you don't necessarily like or agree with, you use it as fuel to motivate you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where does that come from?
It's a good question.
Because I feel like you have the ultimate confidence in yourself, so it really don't matter what they say. I feel like it's like, I'm gonna take this little jab and I'm gonna use this shit to go to the next level.
I slick, like, I like that, I like for people to already, think certain things or say I can't do this.
Yeah.
Then I just do it and do it better than you thought I could do it. But I like that. Yeah, I feel like you put yourself up against the wall when you say I can't do something, because you ain't like, now I got all my life to prove you wrong, for real.
Gotcha.
So you backed yourself up against the wall. I feel like I have the advantage now.
Yeah.
You have the disadvantage.
As time goes on and more people start to like you and give you your props, what's that next level of motivation you gonna have to find? Because at some point, because you're not an asshole, like, people genuinely like you,
Exactly.
So it's gonna be harder and harder to find people.
No, I'm hard on myself. I'm already hard on myself, but it's just a challenge with myself. Even just coming out with a dope project and having something after that. It's always gonna be a challenge. It's always an obstacle. You just gotta look at it. If you constantly want to grow and be better than you were last week or last year, it's always a challenge.
Hey, how long did you spend working on this project? And also after that, I'm curious about like the decision behind the album cover, because it's like, I remember, who was it? I think it was like Airbnb and Rakim. I remember seeing an interview of theirs where they were talking about how they were like, folks didn't like us at first because we came up with that other album, we had our backs turned, and folks felt like, you turning your back on the listener, man.
See what I'm saying?
Hell with y'all, you know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying? Like, that's the marketing way to look at it.
Yeah.
See, but when you're creating, I don't think about that at all.
Okay.
So yeah, it's different perspectives you look at it. When I'm creating, I just look at the creative side and just exactly how I feel. But marketing wise, I did think about that. And I followed my gut and led with my creativity.
For sure.
But
so how long did you spend, creating this project? You know what I'm saying? What was the journey like on this?
It was maybe a year. I really started working on it right after my last project, Amygdala, before this one.
Say it again, because I actually listened to it and I was like, I don't know how to tell people to go listen to this because I do not know how to pronounce this damn word.
It's Amygdala. Amygdala.
Okay,
yeah.
Amygdala.
Yeah, so I started working on Time Will Tell right after Amygdala. And yeah, man, it's like, it's just over the course of, or over that span of time, I just, came up with these songs, and then listen to them over and over and ask myself, what am I saying? You know, what am I saying over this year? How have I really been feeling? And I feel like, you know, a lot of them songs was all pretty much all tied together and all on the same vibe. I just had to ask myself, what are these songs saying to me? So.
Did you work with the same producer or group of producers?
It sound like it.
Yeah.
Cause I tied it in.
Okay.
But nah, I work with a lot of dope people. Eric G, that's Ninth Wonder's producer. He was really dope. I think he did like 4 or 5 tracks on there. Smitty. I shouldn't even start naming because now people gonna be mad I forgot them. But yeah, I work with a lot of dope people. Just people I just ran into, caught a vibe with, and then put out some stuff.
Got you. Now, you really don't do traditional features.
Yeah,
or
you're
whatnot.
right.
Is that because of how private you are with the recording process?
I'm not private with the recording process. It's just, I'm just very, I would say weird, you know, with the vibe and the energy. I don't like forcing things. If I don't feel it with a certain beat or a certain time, I don't force it. I don't try to come up with something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Got you. Are there any particular artists, especially now that you've just got off tour, about to go on another tour? I'm sure you met a million artists to where like you just clicked and was like, yo, I think I could create something real dope with this person.
This man just said he ain't want to name nobody.
No, he was
No.
not like he ain't being it like that.
Nah, I was saying, you know, you gonna always start naming your team or people that did something and leave somebody out. And you
Yeah,
don't
he
feel
was
some
talking
type of
about
way.
that. I'm talking about people that you would want to work with and collaborate with in the future.
Yeah.
And traditional feature wise.
What do you mean by traditional? Like,
What most of this does he really sounded like your dad on that one?
what is that? Just
Like-
like link up in the studio? And
Cause you had people featured on the album, but it's not like Domani featuring whatever. You had singers, you had.
Oh, you talking about like verse?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, got you. Yeah. It's just whenever I'm not in a rush. I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like in a position where it could do anything but help.
Gotcha.
I'm all down with it, and it's all about the energy. It's all about the vibe. That's really all it is for real.
Got you.
But yeah, it's a lot of dope artists I would like. I hear their music and I say, dang, I wish I was a part of this song. I wish I could remix this, or I might try to remix this. But it's like, you gotta get on the same page. You gotta get on the same vibe.
Got you. You have had a lot of, OGs speak very highly of you in the business, and I've heard you speak highly of legends. Have you gotten to the point where you feel like you kind of reaching back and grabbing some younger cats up under you and kind of
All the
putting them
time.
up on game?
Well, when I was in school, people would call me their granddad or stuff like that. So I always I talk like they dad, or I talk like they granddad, or just some uncle.
Yeah.
So I always was like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I have no problem if I feel like, this information will help you.
Got you.
I always say it. But yeah, it's a lot of people. Actually, my last show, I did my own show at Al 5, August 16th. I had Josh Waters, he's a dope singer, and what's her name? Davion, she's a dope singer. I'm really, I think they're gonna be dope. I'm trying to help a lot of people for real.
Dope. That's what's up. Let's talk a little bit about this collection you got coming up with Strivers Row, man. What's up with that?
Oh, hey man, time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah, but that's family, man. They gonna always have something I like.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up.
They
man.
get down, so like I hate that I can't just like walk in the store anymore like I used to. You know what I'm saying? But no, Strivers will always be having some fire.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that, man. Definitely looking forward to that. Question for you. In Atlanta, like people often look at at Atlanta as making this particular type of sound. I feel like with artists like you, with artists like Grip, who Maurice put me up on, the tide is turning to where people, I'm going to listen to a Lil Baby, I'm going to listen to whatever, I'm going to also listen to Domani. But as somebody who's in it, do you also feel that's where the world is accepting more than one sound coming out of the city?
I feel like the world is just becoming a little bit more open-minded altogether. Just because of all the weird stuff you know, people call it weird, because of all the weird stuff that's been going on. And like they see that it's actually been working, and they see that they actually start to like it, and they like the creativity, and they like doing different things. I think, you know, just everybody becoming open-minded has really allowed more people to be more creative and allowed more people to just accept it. So I think it's bigger than just Atlanta. I think the whole world is becoming more open-minded.
Yeah.
Along those lines, man, like there's information out about it, but I want to get it straight from you. You got nominated for a Tony Award.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think we've ever interviewed somebody that was nominated for a Tony Award.
I don't think so,
I mean, that's not no small feats. You know what I'm saying? Like how did that? Like tell us what you got nominated for and how that even came along. Just the whole experience of that, man.
It was a soundtrack for a SpongeBob play. It was a play in Broadway. They originally had came to Pops, and they said, you know, I want you to do something. And he was like, SpongeBob, you know. And he was like, shoot, my son rap. Let me see what he do. And I was young. I did that. I was maybe like 14. I think I was maybe like 14. And yeah, at the time I was just starting to really talk about something, just starting to get good and experiment with storytelling and, you know, things of that nature. But I don't think he knew what to expect out of it either. He just knew he didn't want to do it.
Right.
So he said, what do you try to do something. But yeah, so I just read the story, came up with the song, didn't think none of it. You know, years later I got a call, they said it got nominated for a Tony.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's wild. That's super dope though, for sure. That shows
I
you
mean, like, right? I mean, you know, you gotta be a talented person to like sit there. You want to read a SpongeBob script,
Yeah.
then to go write a song about SpongeBob.
Yeah,
you know,
Exactly.
Because at 14, 15 years old, the last thing you think about is SpongeBob.
Nah, I mean, of course it was SpongeBob, but it was a task, you know.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to see what I could do. I wanted to see what I could do too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
No doubt.
I did it.
Man, coming from such a musical family, not even just your parents, but also your brothers and sisters, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever sit down and bounce ideas off of each other and come up with stuff? I know Messiah had worked with you on the previous project.
Yep.
For sure.
You know that stuff. All right.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, man, all the time. You know, King doing music too.
Wow.
He'll send me some stuff here and there, and he remind me so much of me when I was about his age. Yeah, we really the same in a way, but you know, they gonna learn faster than you. You know, if you're doing what you need to do, they gonna learn faster than you. They should be better than you. I think he gonna be better.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's just music, man. I think it brings a lot of people together. And to have a family that's just into music, I feel like that just brings us all together.
And talented.
Exactly.
Like, not just doing it because you can.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That makes a major, major difference. So you got a European tour coming up very soon.
Yes, sir.
JID.
like next week, ain't it?
Yeah, like, are you packed?
Well, I didn't unpack from the last tour yet, so
Right.
I might
Technically, you packed.
I might leave some of the same stuff, and I went with a lot of suitcases. Didn't wear most of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like it'd be too much what to wear and stuff. I feel like that's not the main goal. You can't get distracted. You know?
Right.
You know, your clothes is your clothes, but you know, get the message across. So
Absolutely. So what have you been to Europe before?
nah, this would be my first time.
Oh wow. Nah, that's gonna be pretty dope, man. What are you anticipating?
What am I anticipating? Definitely some accents.
Yeah.
The people gonna be talking about my accents, and I'm gonna be like, "What accent?" Yeah. But nah, I mean, hopefully a lot of people hear my music for the first time and really, like it. So yeah.
For sure. No, I think it'll be an awesome experience. For Europe is a dope place, and their appreciation in most countries in Europe for hip hop is like how our appreciation was here when it wasn't so readily available.
I heard that, yeah. I heard they really appreciate us.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, but that should be dope, man. I appreciate you coming through, bruh.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all
Wishing
got some
much
good
success
questions,
for
too.
you. Thank you. Wishing much success to you in the future, man. Please tell people where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at Domani, Domani. Time will tell on all platforms. If you got a phone, you can find it. Type in my name or Time will tell. The Europe tour starting in November 29th. Get your tickets now. There's really no more excuses. We coming to your city everywhere around the world.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all listening, man. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and rate. We'll see you next week with another dope show. Peace.